Good morning friends. Today in this lecture we will discuss about the stellar system. Stellar system originated in pteridophytes. Pteridophytes is a group of plants which have a sporophytic plant body, and it is well differentiated into root, stem and leaves, but they do not bear flowers and fruits. Since the vasculature, that is xylem and phloem tissues, they appeared first in this group, these are known as vascular cryptogams. The word stele in Greek, it means pillar or column. The concept of stele was given by Wendt, Teichheim and Duliot in 1886, who believed that it is the fundamental unit of vascular system. We define stele as a central core or cylinder of vascular tissues consisting of xylem, phloem, pericycle, medullary ray and pith. Now in some plants pith is absent, while in others it is present. We very well know that the basic structure of root and shoot is same, and they have resemblance internally. When we cut a section of a root or stem, then we see following structures: outermost epidermis followed by multi-layered cortex, the innermost of which is endodermis. Just near to it is present pericycle, and inside the entire cylinder is made up of vascular bundles consisting of xylem and phloem, medullary ray in between bundles, and in the center pith. Pericycle is the outermost layer of this central core, while endodermis is the innermost layer of the cortex. According to Esau and Schmidt, stele is of two types: protostele and siphonostele. Protostele, in which pith is absent, and siphonostele, in which pith is present.
Go.
Friends, Zeffre on phylogenetic and ontogenic basis found that protostele is the most simple and primitive type of stele, and it is non-medullated stele in which xylem core is surrounded by phloem and there is no pith. Barbour in 1902 found that there were 5 types of protosteles: haplostele, actinostele, plactostele, mixed protostele with pith. Now, with the help of diagram, I will be explaining you haplostele. In this, there is circular xylem surrounded by phloem, haplostele. In actinostele, the xylem becomes star-shaped and the phloem is present inside in between the xylem ridges. Placto literally means plate-like, and in this xylem becomes plate-like, like this, and phloem is present in between these plates. Mixed protostele means that the xylem and phloem are scattered like this. There is no pith. Similarly, in this last type, mixed protostele with pith, the xylem, phloem and a small parenchyma cell are found together. The haplostele is found in plants like Rhynia, Homeophytum, Cooksonia, Xylotum, Selaginella, Lycopodium. Actinostele is very common in Xylotum, Lycopodium, Plactostele is common in some of the species of Lycopodium, like Lycopodium clavatum. Mixed protostele is common in, once again, another species of Lycopodium, Lycopodium cernum, and mixed protostele with pith is common in Osmunda, Hymenophilum, friends, in Siphonosteal, pith is present. The pith is parenchymatous in nature. So, we can define Siphonosteal as medullated protostele or a protostele in which a central siphon is present. The origin of Siphonosteal has been proposed in two forms. One is intrastellar theory and the other is extrastellar theory. The former theory is proposed by Bower and Viney-Mahogany, and according to this theory, the inner cells got converted into parenchyma cells. The inner vascular tissues got converted into the parenchyma tissue, thereby resulting into central pith. Whereas the extrastellar theory, which was proposed by Zaffre, the outer cortical cells, they migrated inside the central core, and these cells get converted into, or they get converted, formed pith, thereby forming Siphonosteal. There are two types of Siphonosteal: ectofluic Siphonosteal and amphifluic Siphonosteal. Ectofluic, as the name suggests, the phloem is present outside the xylem. I am drawing diagram. Xylem, and on the outer side of it is present phloem. This center one is the pith, xylem, phloem. Amphi means on both the sides of xylem, phloem is present, like this: xylem, inner phloem and outer phloem. The ectofluic Siphonosteal is very common in Osmunda, and the amphifluic, outer phloem, xylem and inner phloem. This is very common in Marsilia, rhizome.
Go.
On the basis of the association of Siphonosteal with leaf and branch traces, the Siphonosteals are of two types: Cladosiphonosteal and Phyllosiphonosteal. Cladosiphonosteal, in which no leaf gap is present, for example Selaginella, and in Phyllosiphon, where the leaf gap and leaf traces are present. Example, order Felicates. The Siphonosteal, on the basis of overlapping or non-overlapping leaf gaps, can be divided into following four types: Solanosteal, Dictyostele, Polycyclic and Polystele. Before considering these four, I would like to tell you about leaf gap and leaf trace. Suppose this is a stem and it has in the center xylem surrounded by phloem. Now, when a leaf arises from this stem, I am making it like this. The steel also moves into this new structure like this, xylem and phloem. Thereby making a gap in this cylinder like this, and this is the trace which is moving into the leaf. When we cut section of this part, then the circle of vascular bundle which was earlier looking like this, now it will look like this, because a part of it is cut and is being supplied to leaf or branch. Now this empty space will be called as leaf gap or branch gap, and this trace which we will find here is known as, and this trace is known as leaf trace or branch trace. The first, that is cellular steel, it has non-overlapping leaf gaps, and the sapphire steel is broken like this. Leaf gaps are present. Now it may be acto or amphifloic. It is normally found in the lower part of the stem where the gap between the leaves is much, and example is adiantum. Now coming to dictyosteel, it is also known as dissected siphonosteel, and in this overlapping leaf gap, the steel breaks up into many smaller units, and these all are known as meristeels. Example is Drypteris, Pteris, Ophioglossum, Adiantum. Now coming to polycyclic sapphonosteel, the vascular tissue is present in two or more cylindrical forms like this, in one circle and the circle. This is thus known as polycyclic. Example is pteridium. And polystylic means there is presence of many steels. The number of steels may be 2 to 16, and very common example is Selaginella. Friends, among these many types of sapphonosteel, two more steels are found: U steel and A-tecto steel. This condition is normally found in dicots and this in monocots. In dicots, we have collateral, conjoint and open vascular bundles like this. This is one vascular bundle. On the inner side is present xylem, on outer side is present phloem, and in between there is a special tissue known as cambium. In monocots, now these all bundles were arranged in a ring like this in dicots, whereas in monocots the vascular bundles are found scattered like this. So these two types of steels are also found. Now this was all about the different types of steels.
Go.
Friends, now coming to the last aspect of this steeler system, we will now deal with the association of these different steels phylogenetically. We will start with protosteel. Protosteel give rise to amphifloic, siphonosteel and actofloic siphonosteel. The actino further giving rise to lactosteel, amphifloic giving rise to diptosteel, actofloic giving rise to solenosteel, Q-steel, and finally atectosteel of monocoques. The different steels are associated with each other. Protosteel being the most primitive and simple type, and atectosteel being the most advanced. Thank you.